Howdy. You guys, this is all for coming out. We did not expect this many people, so I have not stopped smiling since I've been here. So why don't you guys go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause for coming out. So I just wanted to say something real quick. This is something that I'm very passionate about. I believe that change is made when individuals move as a unit. The Aggie Network is all over the world, so what change we could make if all the Aggies came together. Aggies helping Aggies is an important foundation of our culture. We hear it when applying for jobs, when asking for when asking for recommendations, and when seeking advice with day-to-day challenges. As a Black Aggie, I'm asking you today to help my other Black Aggies put our feet down and say no more. With that being said, I'm going to let these beautiful other student athletes who helped make this happen introduce themselves and say a few words. All right, howdy guys. My name is Haley Yell. I serve as the Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion of our Student Athlete Advisory Committee. We would like to thank especially Nisha and Amanda for helping us out with this progress. We wouldn't have been able to do this without the amazing support of our student athletes and our senior staff, so please give them a round of applause.
Howdy y'all, my name is Rachel Bernardo. I'm a senior here on the cross country and track team, and this year I'm serving as SAC President, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I just want to say thank you for taking your time to come out tonight. This is an event we put together honestly in just a couple of days. Again, just want to thank senior staff and all our staff members up at Student Athlete Engagement who have made this possible. You guys are the ones who constantly support us, and you can really see what it's like to be here at Texas A&M and have a supportive staff. Not many universities are like this, so I just want to say thank you to you guys, and thank you for coming out tonight to support everyone in our athletics department.
Hi everyone, I'm Keith McGee II. I play linebacker here at Texas A&M. You guys bear with me for a second. My emotion may come out. First I just want to say thank you for everybody who came out. Okay, you guys took the first step towards change, and that's awesome. They say that history repeats itself. And I would like to think that that's not the case. I think that history has reemerged itself to see what choices are we going to make. I think that it's time that we chose to rewrite the history books the way that we want them read, to make the change that we want, and to be those people. You're right. To be those people. To be those people in society where our kids can grow up and be in a better community and live together and live amongst each other better than what is happening right now. So I really appreciate everybody coming out. It means a lot. But this is not just for myself. This is not just for all the student athletes that are standing up here right now. This is for everybody whose voices can't be heard. This is for everybody who can't be here right now. This is for everybody who we stand on their shoulders. We owe it to them to make change. And so today, together, we put racism and bigotry on notice. And that we know more, and that we no longer will allow it in our communities, and especially not here at Texas A&M. Thank you.
Howdy, my name is Sierra Johnson. I'm a part of the women's basketball team here at A&M, and like everyone else, I just want to say thank you all for coming out on such short notice. We appreciate it, and we're going to have a great time today.
Howdy, my name is Jean. I run for the Texas A&M track and field program here. I am a senior. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. And before we get to our walk, I'd like to have everyone take a moment and pray. Father God, I want to thank you so much for allowing us another day, another opportunity to make change. I thank you so much for bringing us all together and uniting us as one. I pray that you not only protect us from the coronavirus, but as well protect us and teach us how to love each other again. Teach us how to love each other the way you love us. Put each other's needs before our own. I pray that together we make change from this day moving forward. And I pray that moving forward, other generations will be able to make change as well. Thank you and amen. Sorry. Let's give them another round of applause. Two other people that I wanted to thank for helping us make this happen is Joe and Ross Bjork, and Joe Fields, he's over there. Ross, there's Ross, right here in the middle. Without you guys supporting us, I don't know if we would have been able to pull this off in the short amount of time that we did it in. So thank you guys again. While me and my peers are all really passionate about this march and what it stands for, and while I definitely want you guys to feel the energy while walking, I just want to remind you all to please keep your masks on and please be
thank you all for respecting that moment of silence. Beautiful. If you guys could just imagine how traumatizing, how scared, how painful, like I can't even imagine being on the ground with a grown man's knee on my neck for that amount of time. So thank you guys for respecting that moment of silence. So next up, we have Keen, Keith, and Sierra here to share some words that they prepared ahead of time, some things that they've been having on their heart that they thought was appropriate to share with you all. So I ask you to be and not only listen to them, but hear what they're saying. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Jean Jenkins. Personally, I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. It is such a privilege to be a student athlete here at Texas A&M and be supported by such an amazing staff, coaches, athletic directors, sponsors, teammates, and classmates. But as an athlete, I know the importance of using my platform to influence those around me and make a difference for the betterment of my school and community, which brings us all and myself to stand before you here today. The death of George Floyd was the tipping point for the Black community. And the cries of the friends and family have been long ignored. As a community, we must let our guard down and listen. As a community, we must take action and make change. As a community, we have to teach one another how to love each other again. The greatest ally of evil is silence. So let's have the courage to speak out against injustice, to speak out against hate, and beat the hell out of racism, together as one. Thank you.
Howdy. Like I said earlier, my name is Sierra Johnson from the women's basketball team. I want to start off by saying thank you all for coming out, and thank you to the group of people that helped put this together. Over the past few weeks, I've been trying to process everything that has been going on. One thing I can conclude is that the level of ignorance and disrespect towards my people throughout this country is ridiculous. I would like for everyone to close their eyes as I make these next few statements. Imagine a teacher giving you a nickname because they're too lazy now to learn your ethnic one. Imagine your hair being a factor in whether or not you get a job. Imagine your skin being viewed as a weapon, but every summer, people can't wait to tan and get a little bit darker. Imagine parts of your culture being viewed as ghetto or hood, but the moment the Kardashians endorse it, it becomes hip. Imagine everything you've built being taken away from you. Tulsa, Rosewood are examples of that. Imagine being mired on game day, but being feared the moment the game is over. And lastly, imagine a police officer has his knee on the neck of your father for over 8 minutes, and your father yelling, "I can't breathe," as he suffocates to death. You may open your eyes. The death of George Floyd didn't ignite a new movement. It just brought light to a fight that has been happening for a very long time. People like Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Angela Davis, Medgar Evers, James Baldwin, and others have been fighting for our humanity, justice, and equality. We must continue the fight that was started over hundreds of years ago. This is our chance to make a difference and to stand for something bigger than ourselves and sport. We all have a voice, and our voices must be heard. We are the future, and what we do now will impact the lives of generations to come. I would like to end on these two quotes. Former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall said, racism separates, but it never liberates. Hatred generates fear, and fear once given a foothold binds, consumes, and imprisons. Nothing is gained from prejudice. No one benefits from racism. And lastly, civil rights activist Angela Davis said, "You have to act as if it were possible to radically transform the world and do it all the time." Thank you.
Give me a second, I'm sorry. Talk y'all here off. Let me get in here and get out. Felt like writing a spoken word, a poem, just to talk through and to talk through what I'm feeling right now. The title of the spoken word is called "History Has Come." History has come, now what up to you? History has come, now what to do? What will you do? How will you be? Because history has come wanting of thee. History has come to shine light on what's wrong. History has come for just you and me. History has come, so what will it be? Thank you.
Sorry guys. Give them another round of applause. I took a lot of bravery and courage to share. Now I have a few words that I wrote up ahead of time, so I would make sure not to forget anything that I said. This is just some thoughts that I have been feeling and reflecting on during this time of injustice. Sorry. This is something I'm very passionate about. I try not to cry. So with everything going on, I felt an abundance of emotions. Between feeling infuriated and exhausted that Black people are still fighting for something that seems so simple, and between feeling empowered to stand up for myself, my identity, and my community to be a part of the change that we all want and demand. But today, I challenge you to recognize that racism is still alive and existing. Recognize that white privilege is real. Recognize how important it is to educate yourselves. Having one Black friend, one Black student, or one Black teammate is not enough. People need to go out and put in the same work that we put into practice, the same work we put into our jobs, put in the same work we put into studying for finals. That same work needs to go into learning about that one Black friend, student, or teammate. Ask those questions. Have those uncomfortable conversations. Watch movies and documentaries. Read about Black history, and not just the history we learn in school or that you find in university or elementary school or middle school or high school textbooks, because that is not the whole story. Black people are so beautiful and unique, it is a shame that we are silenced and ignored so often, just because of the color of our skin. While the past is in the past, we would be fools to forget it. While we're not able to change the past, we will be here for the future. It is up to us as a university, as a community, and as a society to make a change. With that being said, I want to introduce our volunteer registration, voting registration deputy who came to help anyone that is interested in registering to vote tonight. This is Matthew. He is a member of Aggies Vote, and he is here to help us do our part. Voting is so important. So I can't even stress that enough. A lot of people think that their one vote doesn't matter, their one vote doesn't count. That one vote can make a difference.
So again, I challenge you all to reach out to your black friends, sign petitions, and find the time to vote when the day comes. Thank you guys for coming out again. I'm gonna have Matthew say a few words, and then we will close real quick.
My name is Matthew. I'm a grad student here at A&M, and like you said, I'm a volunteer deputy registrar here in Brazos County. I'm a part of Aggies Vote, and our mission is to inform and register voters here at A&M and Brazos County in general. So if you're not registered or you have any questions, feel free to come up to this table. I'll be here as long as needed. So thank you so much for organizing this event, and thanks everyone for coming out.
I just want to say thank you again to everyone who came out tonight. This event was to show the unity between not only our athletes here, our athletic department staff, but our entire community. So thank you to all those of the local community who came out to support us in this. Kind of to finish off, I want to challenge each of you to continue to have those uncomfortable conversations, whether that's with your teammates, with people you work with, people on the street that you run into. As someone who benefits from the inherent privilege that is white skin in this country, it is up to you to have those conversations. It's your responsibility. That's just the first step at how you can help. A march is good, a walk is good for showing your support, but it's where you go from here and what you're gonna do and how you're gonna have those conversations. They're not gonna be comfortable. People are gonna disagree. But this is an issue bigger than, I like ice cream, I like shaved ice. This is about human rights. And so you need to have those conversations. And again, I just wanted to thank all of our student athlete engagement staff who over the last 48 hours have really come together to help us put this event on. Senior staff, thank you for being supportive of your student athletes. It's really incredible to have a staff like that here at Texas A&M. It really does set us apart from other schools, even SEC schools. And lastly, I want to say thank you to the other student athletes who reached out and really got this going. You guys are what made this happen, so thank you.
So real quick, I just wanted to do a quick reminder that while we are yearning for change, I'll tell you right now that it's not going to come instantly. Black Lives Matter is not a hashtag, it's not an aesthetic, and it's not a trend. It's personal. It's relevant to people's lives, and it's a reality that a lot of people live. So while this Unity March is coming to an end, and we're all going to go home tonight and go to bed and wake up the next morning, the marathon still continues. And it's up to you to do your part. I just wanted to thank you guys again for coming out tonight, and I encourage you all to carry on the fight that we fought tonight. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys on campus this fall. I want to thank Nisha again. She's shaking her head, but we see you, Nisha. Thank Nisha. She played a large role in helping us put this on tonight. I want to thank the administration, student engagement administration, Ross, Joe. Thank you guys all for your support and helping us use our voices. Thanks, and get them.